Well, we have to ask about the boyfriend, right? We I mean, did you leave behind a boyfriend? Her eyebrow quirks. For a second, I'm worried she's going to tease me, but she shrugs. Nope, all girls school, anyways. Oh, okay. I never had much interest in that stuff. What about you? You must have had loads of friends as a kid. No, I hardly had any friends growing up. With my father moving all the time, I often transferred to schools later in the year. As a kid, it's not so easy to make lasting friendships when you know you're just going to leave soon. That's so sad. I remember I used to watch the family across the street from us this one year. They had this great big window, and every night they'd eat together. I used to imagine them inviting me over to sit with them, and then I'd go over to my window and watch them eat and imagine sitting with them every night. You didn't have anyone around? Well, my father was always busy with his job and still is. The housekeeper only came over at certain times, and the chef. My father insisted that I only eat really well balanced meals, so I'd get these pre made things, all prepared by the chef, wrapped in tinfoil containers. Just broccoli, gluten free pasta, and this awful Brussels sprouts dish I hated. I see now why father wanted me to eat well, but as a kid it was just the worst. I trail off as Zoe listens quietly. Sorry, I must sound so spoiled. I'm complaining about the food a chef made, of all things. You must have had it way worse at your school. I've heard places like that are really strict. Sugary stuff was always considered contraband, but it was easy to get. You could trade a Snickers bar for stuff like eyeshadow. Oh, I used to volunteer in the kitchen because I was so bored all the time. Honestly, it was just like a prison. You're not allowed to leave a campus except on certain days. Everyone eats the same amount of food. It was a boarding school? Girls' school. It's where rich parents send their kids when they don't want to deal with them anymore. Most girls had problems with drugs or something. Me, Mom just didn't want to deal with my attitude whenever she brought men home. Oh. Iris, did Father ever mention her? He did. Well, only when I asked. He said he hasn't been in contact with her for some time. But he never once mentioned I had a sister. I don't think he knew. My mother refused to talk about our father. Any time I brought him up, she'd just change the subject. I hated her so much for it. It cost me so much money to get away from my mother and that stupid school. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. I didn't even know about you until I was able to come here and meet our father. My stupid mother. Why the hell didn't she say a word about you all my life? Father says he didn't know I even existed until I called him. I listen intently as Zoe vents her frustrations. I had no idea about any of this. He sent me here to attend school and live with you, but I'm not after a free ride. And as soon as I get enough money to pay him back, I'm out of here. What? You can't leave. We just became friends. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. You're not. Zoe, Oh, what? What was I gonna just say to her? I love living with you. Please don't leave soon. We can still be friends even if I leave, Iris. Plus, it's not like we can really be together forever anyways. Be together forever? You know, like if we were dating or something. Like, what the hell am I saying? I just mean like, we're sisters, so we'd have to grow apart eventually. Uh-huh. Why is she saying all these mean things? Iris? Well, we're friends now, so that's what matters. Yeah. I slide my hand over the sheets, resting it on top of Zoe's own hand. It feels soft and cool to the touch. I'm happy to have such a nice sister living with me. Zoe shifts uncomfortably. I realize I've touched her hand without permission. I hastily remove it. No, it's not that. My eyes widen as Zoe moves my hand back into position. Aww. That's the thing. Are we really sisters? What do you mean? I haven't been able to figure it out. I mean, why our parents never told us. Mom always told me you were Dad's daughter from another marriage. And then when I finally called Dad, he said otherwise. All my life, Mom's never said a word about you. I mean, not that I treat you differently, but wouldn't you want to know? I processed Zoe's question. If we aren't related and our parents are divorced, maybe we can... Wait, is that legal? I should search for that on the internets. I might be sick in the head thinking this way. Zoe probably isn't even into that. You're staring. Sorry. It would be fun to be together like this more often. Like this? Just, enjoying each other's company. I don't know what I mean. Sorry, never mind. I'm silly. And awkward. I know what you mean. I want to spend lots more time together too. Don't try to get out of it, got that? I'm really happy me and Zoe could become closer today. Though I can't help but worry about this feeling in my chest. Every time I'm around Zoe, I feel nervous and excited all at the same time. Like my heart could just burst at any moment. Maybe this is just what having a sister is like. Aww. That's so nice. This game has so many scenes that are nice and... An unfamiliar ceiling greets me as I stir in my sheets. Light streams through the window, hitting my face at an uncomfortable angle. Time for school! Oh, crap. What time is it? I scramble to check my phone. 7:15 a.m. We forgot to set an alarm last night! We're gonna be late! We gotta hurry if we're gonna make it on time! How could you be so loud so early? Hastily, I extract myself from Zoe's bed. I hear her sigh and look over just in time to see her hide herself under her covers. Oh, no, you don't! No more tardiness, got it? Alright, jeez. Zoe dutifully flies out of bed. She rubs the sleep from her eyes and then groans into her hands. I turn, stifling laughter. I really shouldn't be happy seeing Zoe miserable, but it's great that she's willing to be on time to school now. Okay, I'm gonna go get dressed. God, my room is so fucking pink and girly. Examining my lackluster appearance in the mirror once more, my shoulders dip in defeat. This is what I get for not setting an alarm. I've got to go to school with my hair like this in this sorry bed-headed state? But it's not like I have a choice. Oh my goodness. I hope Zoe's getting ready and that she didn't just fall back asleep. Speaking of which, I spot Zoe's crumpled uniform on the floor behind me, where she discarded it during the movie last night. I grab it off the floor. It really is no good how wrinkled it's gotten, but there's no time to iron. Fuck ironing. But Zoe can't go to school like this. She'll look like a scarecrow. Will she? Even a little bit of ironing will improve the sorry state it's in. I begin to make my way to the laundry room. Oh, sweet. Now, where did I... Hi. I fucking hate when the game just stops me in my tracks. Where it just makes my brain die. Yes. Zoe is... My eyes instinctively go to her chest. I'm sorry. I mumble, still staring at her breasts. I mean, I'd seen other girls' bodies before, like girls in gym class and obviously my own, but seeing Zoe's and so up close, and it's exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. My eyes roam lower to her belly and then her... Whew! My entire body tightens in desire the second I catch a glimpse of the smooth skin down there. Oh, her hips. They're not narrow and bony like mine. They actually curve out in a pleasing manner, then plunge down to become her thighs. And between them, my breath hitches. Here's my sister, my little sister, standing in front of me almost naked. Heat rises throughout my entire body. What's wrong? Nothing. My sister easily rattles me out of my indecent thoughts with a perturbed look. Does my body look weird or something? No, it looks nice. It does? For the millionth time this week, I'm at a loss for words. What should I say? I was basically just checking out my sister. I've got to say something and dispel the general weirdness from here. Okay, so, here's the plan. I feel like Iris is a very awkward girl, right? So, I feel like we should just do this one. I was just thinking about how nice your body is. Just because that's that'd be kind of awkward. I mean, might as well. Hopefully that doesn't fuck up anything. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm just being honest. That's what Iris was thinking. So, we're gonna do it. We're not changing the subject. We're just going in. You know, you're so tall like a model, and you have a really nice body. I'm more bones than anything. What? You know, you're more sexy. Just got an achievement called Word Vomit. Oh my god. Did I just say that? What the fuck? Am I going insane? Sexy? I mean, what the hell? Why did I say that? Have I lost my mind? I meant, clothes. You know, show off that model-like physique and some cute clothes. Oh. Not that I think you don't look cute or anything. I mean, you know, you could just show off your body more in some less baggy clothes. Oh god, why can't I stop talking? Well, I just try to wear whatever's comfy. I don't usually think about stuff like that. Yeah, that's a good approach. I probably sound like the biggest idiot right now. I can't look her in the eyes. What do you find sexy? Oh, what do I find sexy? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mean to say that. It was just a joke. My voice is so high it sounds like a squeaky dog toy. Zoe pouts briefly, then shrugs. Okay. I've got to get a handle on this word vomit. I've always had a bit of trouble expressing myself, but when I'm around Zoe, it just gets so much worse. I don't think I'm sexy. And I don't think you're bony either. I think you're pretty. Zoe mumbles, then looks away, bending over to grab her shirt out of the dryer. The brief sight is enough to leave me lightheaded. She starts putting the wrinkled garment on. I can't even think about scolding her for the state her uniform is in. All I can do is stare at her beautiful, smooth stomach as it's slowly enclosed beneath the white shirt. And then the final button on the shirt breaks the spell. Just, alright, we're out. Now robbed of that radiant sight, I blink several times, reminding myself, what was I doing? I'm staring at my half-naked little sister while she puts on her clothes. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I barely managed to gasp that out, almost crashing into the door as I spin to leave. I'm sorry, I hear myself repeating myself as I hurry out and close the door behind me. Iris. Yes? Nervously, I turn back to Zoe, who peers out of the door. 3 of the top buttons on her shirt still undone. I give every mental effort not to look down below her neck. My sweater? What? You're holding my sweater. My eyes dart down to my hands and the reason I went to the laundry room. Oh, here you go. Zoe reaches for my outstretched hand, her slim fingers briefly meeting with mine as she takes the fabric from me. I avert my eyes to the far wall until I hear the door shutting behind me. At that, I take a long, shaky breath and bolt back into the living room. What the hell was that? What's wrong with me? My heart hasn't stopped pounding since I left the laundry room. What was I even thinking? I just stared at her like that. Are you ready to go? What? To school. I'm dressed now. Oh, right, yeah, school. With that robotic response, we begin a quiet trek to school. God, we're so awkward. At school, nothing I did could shake the mental image of Zoe's body from my mind. Math equations, English essays, even almost tripping and falling down the steps didn't take my mind off of her. Hey, are you okay? Huh? My surroundings slowly fade, and as I look up, the confused faces of my classmates in the real world greet me. You've been really out of it today. I just asked you something like twice now. I'm fine. My classmates exchange quick glances. That response sounds fake even to my ears. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired, that's all. My classmates nod, turning back around in their seats and seeming to forget whatever it was they wanted earlier. Thank God. I sigh and sink back into my own seat. The only thing I wanted was to see Zoe again. So I passed what felt like the longest day of my life, just thinking unendingly of my sister. Oh man. It's getting real. So much is happening. Yeah, my girly room. Okay, we're good. Oh, this makes no sense. How can x be 3 if y is 10 and z is pi over 2 and then math? Hmm. I tap my pen on my notebook as math problems stare at me from every angle. I can't focus on this. For every question, I finish 10 more take its place. I start to feel like I'll never finish. There's so much work to do. Have I been spending so much time around Zoe that I've forgotten how to study? No, you can't blame this on Zoe. It's your own fault for being stupid and slacking off. Come on, Iris. If y is 10 and z is pi over 2, then x should be 5. I still can't see how x can be anything other than 5. I turn back to the back of the textbook to check the answer once more. No matter how many times I check, the answer is still 3. Oh, come on! Am I going crazy or is this book still wrong? I think I need a break. I push my book aside and cross my arms on my chest. I rest my head on my arms and close my eyes, slowing my breath as I do. I guess an hour or two of studying each night just isn't enough. Maybe I should start revising before school each morning as well? Zoe would probably make fun of me for being such a nerd, but at least I'd keep my scholarship. Oh, hi. I begin to think about Zoe. Despite never studying, at least to my knowledge, her grades aren't bad at all. I, on the other hand, study every night, and still my grade in math is somehow lower than hers. How does she do it? 'Cause she retains information well, Iris. Oh, Zoe, where are you? You don't have a show tonight, do you? After school, I waited almost 30 minutes to catch Zoe leaving, but to no avail. I could have sworn she would be home tonight. Once I've begun to think about Zoe, I can't stop. I miss her. I want her to be here right beside me, making fun of me or complaining about my whining. I want to talk to her about nothing, and to have a deep conversation about nothing. I want to laugh with her, joke about her, some stupid things that happen at school, and forget about everything else as we simply enjoy one another's company. Zoe, why do I miss you so much? We only parted ways a few hours ago. I shouldn't be this lonely. And yet, every time I think about you... Suddenly, a vivid recollection enters my mind. Zoe's beautiful lean body, wrapped in her mismatched panties and bra. Her flawless rear end sticking up as she bends over to fish her shirt out of the dryer. The moment when we almost kissed. The moment when I began to question every facet of our relationship. The moment when I dared to think about my sister as something other than a sister. This isn't good. If you don't get home soon, Zoe, your sister's going to do something drastic. I lift my head and look around. Zoe is still nowhere to be seen. I cannot see or hear another person in my home, but what I can see is my computer. No, I really shouldn't. I need to study. I can't look at something like that. That would be irresponsible. Despite my rationalizing, I don't hesitate to turn on my computer. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on. The screen quickly turns on as it wakes up, and the moment my mouse appears on the desktop, I get an action. Just a little bit, okay? And it's not like I'm doing this because I want to. I need to do this. It's to understand my feelings better. I open the web browser and try a couple of generic terms into the images section of the search engine. Seeing results completely unrelated to my query. Sorry. What the fuck did I say? I disable the safe search filter and try again. Uh-oh. There we go. That did... Whoa. Before I even realize what I've done, my screen is flooded. Naked women are sprawled across every inch of the browser window, assuming all kinds of provocative poses. I know I should have expected this, but this is still a bit, My face heats up as I think about the material I'm searching for. No, I can't get flustered over this much. If I'm going to understand what I've been thinking, I need to go deeper. I hesitantly clear my search and try again, this time using more cross terminology. My screen once again flooded with naked women. However, each one of them is now paired with their partner. The women, mostly in their 20s, are all naked and rubbing up against one another. Some are posing together, others are undressing one another, and few have their hands in... This is too much. I shouldn't be looking at this. Zoe wouldn't look at this stuff either, right? There's no way she would. I turn away only to then realize that nobody else is here with me. I'm alone. The women in front of me are just pictures. There's nobody from whom I should be hiding my face. And again, I've already come this far. I should see this through. That would be the adult thing to do, right? I pick an image at random and click on it. A new window expands, filling the whole screen. Embedded on it is a video player with a thumbnail matching the image I just clicked on. I nervously click the play button and the video begins. Two women are intertwined immediately as the video begins halfway through their act of debauchery. They both have their legs wrapped around one another, and their crotches are touching directly without a single layer of clothing between them. Oh gosh, this is... I hide my face behind my hands, slowly opening my fingers as I dare to catch a glimpse. The two women continue without any regard for my situation. They moan as wildly as they thrust, exhibiting animal-like lust as though their lives depend on it. A few seconds later, they stop. The video is paused and my hands are no longer covering my face. Okay, that was way too intense. Maybe I should start with something more tame. I return to the previous page and refine my search. This time around, I'm presented with images of girls only a year or two older than I am, all in various states of undress. I hold my breath and click on the first image to catch my attention. Okay, this isn't so bad. I can cope with this. On the screen is a video of a girl masturbating. She's alone and the video begins as she rubs herself with her clothes still on. The girl steadily takes off more and more of her clothing, occasionally adjusting the camera as she does so. Her long, soft black hair frames her lithe body. I notice minor similarities to a certain sister of mine, feeling a rush of excitement in response. Within minutes, she is completely naked. The camera zoomed in on her vagina, which is being rubbed directly by her slender fingers. Her speed gradually increases as her fluids begin to leak out. The girl's soft moans overlap with the sound of her wet fingers rubbing up against her. Oh my. I lean forward, and before I realize it, I begin to emulate what I'm watching. With my clothes still on, I move my left hand lower. I gently rub myself through my panties and suppress a weak moan of pleasure. My right hand finds its way to my chest. I lightly squeeze my right breast without showing my left hand even in the slightest. This is wrong, but... I hasten my movements and try to match the speed of the girl on the monitor. By now she is moaning loudly, trying to muffle her voice with a pillow as she moves her fingers frantically. Her legs spasm and she knocks over the camera she's using to film herself. Even then she continues unabated. Her hips are raised up off the ground as she begins to gyrate towards the camera. I don't even think about my own hands anymore. My entire body is shaking in ecstasy as I feel the combined pleasure of my own body and that of the girl on screen. My panties are soaping wet, and I almost fall off my chair as I try to adjust my position. The unplanned movement causes my left hand to push against my clit with far more vigor than expected. I feel both pain and pleasure as the friction pushes me over the edge. My hand and wrist are both drenched in my juices, which continue to flow from my body. My lower body jerks a few more times, and at last I collapse backwards against my chair. Oh my goodness! Well, we learned stuff. I clean up the last of my mess with a red face. My panties are soaked. I've used up a handful of tissues on my poor chair, and my browser history has been forever stained or enhanced. Even so, I feel good, not just because of the afterglow, but because I was able to experience what I set out to. I found a level of pornography I could stand, watched another girl masturbate, and didn't feel disgusted or dirty in the least. I actually enjoyed the experience. I derived pleasure from watching another girl feel good, and for the time being, that's enough. Okay, that should do it. Now I just need to throw these in with the rest of the laundry and I'm all set. Oh no. I exit my room and head towards the bathroom. Before I can take even 2 steps away from the door, however, I notice something important. Zoe? Oh no. Was she watching me the whole time? Hi. Yeah, hi. This is awkward. Well, I'm gonna get started on dinner. I'll make sure to knock on your door when it's ready. Oh, sure. I stand and froze as I think back to when I first took a break from studying. As the only person home at the time, I didn't feel the need to close my door, let alone unlock it. Furthermore, I was just studying. I had nothing to hide. Unfortunately, once I turned on my computer, I completely forgot about that. With the volume on my computer turned up and my door ajar, I'd done something shameful without any awareness whatsoever of my surroundings. In short, oh God, she saw, Zoe saw me doing that. My legs buckle and I find myself sitting on the floor with my soaked panties clenched in my hand, caught by my own little sister. God, just kill me! Just strike me down with all your hate. Well, this is what you get. You're not used to this because you're kind of a pampered, girl. You're not used to doing the whole masturbating thing, and then you go and do this thing, and you don't take the precautions. You gotta close your door. You gotta make sure everything's locked. You gotta do all that stuff, but you didn't do anything, Iris. You didn't do anything. We gotta. Iris, why?